Hello and welcome to another review of Drones Visual. First of all, I would like to apologize for the delay releasing more videos about the Wingsland S6. I know many of you have been waiting impatiently for some more videos about this little drone. The reason it takes me such a long time to release new videos is that I do these videos in my spare time, and it takes a lot of time between recording and editing, especially because I like being very explicit and informative. But okay, I'm going to stop ranting now and let you know what we'll be looking at today. Today, I will show you video samples recorded with the camera of the Wingsland S6, and we will try the available advanced functions that this drone offers, which are auto return home, follow me mode, and circling around a fixed point. The truth is that I was not initially able to access those two last functions in my older smartphone running Android 4.2, but then I tried with an iPhone and you will see the results later in the video. So okay, then let's get started by taking a look at the main interface of the app and the functions that we'll be testing today. Functions or flying modes, you should probably be calling them flying modes. Okay, let's begin then by turning on the drone. As you remember, the power button is located on the belly of the quad. We just need to press it for a few seconds and the drone will power on. We'll hear the fan spinning and we also hear the beeping sounds that it makes while booting. Just like I mentioned a moment ago, we will be using an iPhone to access the advanced functions that we want to test. I mean, the auto return home function works well, or flying mode works well in my old smartphone, but not the follow me and the circle around a fixed point modes. Those only probably work with Android 4.6 or something, or with this iOS operating system. This is not my smartphone, so the operating system and everything is in Chinese, but I think that should not be an impediment to show you what you need to see. Let's go ahead and connect to the Wingsland S6 by accessing the Wi-Fi. It actually takes some seconds after the last beeping sound from the drone for the signal to appear in the Wi-Fi connectivity section of your smartphone. So once we see it, we just need to click it once to connect and input the password, but let me remind you that the password is a sequence of numbers from 1 to 8, not to 9, just because I just made a mistake. So if you press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, it's not gonna work. It needs to be until 8. Now, it might be the case that when you open the app initially, it would actually ask you to update the flight controller or some other components in the drone. Just like I already showed you in my previous video, if you get a message, go ahead and accept, as chances are that we will see some extra functions appearing or some improvements to the flight controller itself. Once you click accept, the app will show you what the update relates to, in this case the flight controller. You can see that the flight controller section has a red warning sign, so basically you know where you need to press. So we press there. And then you'll be asked again whether you're sure about updating and so on. Then press yes, and basically after you do that, you need to wait for a while, and the drone will start beeping during the update process. Then after the update is done, we can access the app, and let me do a real quick test here to check whether everything is working fine. Moving a little bit the drone to see whether there is any lag with the video feed. And it seems to be fine. If you recall, in my last video, I was not able to click the icon that looks sort of like the head of a robot. Well, now I can do that actually. And we're given here two options that we can select. The first option is the so-called follow me mode. And the second option is the one that will enable us to basically fly this little drone around a fixed point in circles, and I will show you that a little bit later in the video with more details. Then of course we can still select to activate the advanced accessories for the Wingsland S6, such as the searchlight, the LED panel and so on. You can access those under the advanced functions here, but I will be talking more about these in my next video, as I feel they're less important than the functions, the flying modes, such as the follow me mode and the circle around a fixed point and so on. So I will cover them with more details in my next video. One annoying thing is that I can still access the standard flying mode that is supposedly allow us to fly the drone basically without needing GPS connectivity, and maybe indoors and things like that. I guess we'll have to wait longer for that. Flying the in GPS mode is cool, but it's not a lot of fun because the drone is not super responsive in that mode. Then for the video, I'll make sure to select 4K video. Last time I only recorded in Full HD because the drone would not record 4K. Even after selecting 4K, here in the menu, I will select 4K now, and we will see later in the video whether the drone is actually able to record 4K. Okay, before we try all the advanced flying modes with the iPhone, I will still use my old smartphone here. And what we'll do is just take a look at the footage recorded with the Wingsland. Now I must confess that I recorded a bunch of video, but chances are that I forgot to activate the image stabilization more than a few times. I noticed that many of the videos recorded during these sessions had wobbles and considerably more vibrations than the first videos I recorded, so that might have been partially my fault for having forgotten to enable the stabilization, image stabilization. This video was recorded in Full HD during a cloudy day. When you watch the video on a Full HD screen, you can see that the quality is not super awesome, but if you resize it to HD, it will look pretty nice, provided you don't get all those wobbles and vibrations. That's why I'd advise you always to try recording in 4K, and then resize the video to Full HD. This second clip was recorded around the same area, but under windy conditions. Notice the palm trees moving as a wind tunnel, sort of a wind tunnel is created here in this area. I must say that this drone does a really decent job actually withstanding the might of the wind. But of course, the quality of the video is certainly affected by the wind, as you can see. But still, it's a fine job, it's a decent job for such a small drone to withstand the wind here. And I can tell you that if you record in 4K, you could crop those videos and get rid of those kind of vibrations that you see here. Now, these cameras, they tend not to perform very nice in low light situations, but this also applies to action cameras in general, such as the GoPro. Although playing with the settings might allow you a more illuminated footage, it's still not going to be pretty in terms of quality. So to be fair though, this spot here where I'm flying is very dark. There might be some hope if we would fly maybe around an area with some lights. Still, there will be a lot of pixelation visible, I think. So definitely the footage that you record during the evening is probably not gonna be very nice. Okay, let's now try the advanced flying modes. I would like to begin by testing real quick the so-called follow me mode. First we need to take off, and then once we are flying in GPS mode, of course, because we can't really select anything else, we will then find the advanced function sort of button and navigate to the follow me mode to activate it. Let me get the drone a little bit away from me so it doesn't bump into me while I'm walking. Once we enter and accept the follow me mode, the drone will start following you. And guess what? This video was actually recorded in 4K. So I'm now basically confirming two things: that the drone can record in 4K and the follow me mode seems to be working. It seems that the drone tries to keep certain distance, then it advances a bit and then kind of sort of abruptly stops. I wish it would be a little bit smoother. Let me go a little bit higher here so I don't bump into something or someone. When you have a sunny day and blue sky, the video looks kind of awesome, but I'm still seeing sort of wobbles and some kind of vibrations. I don't know really whether I activated the image stabilization here or not. As I walk, I'm looking at myself through the screen, although I'm certainly not centered well enough in the frame, and there is no option such as active tracking or anything like that. So, well, you're still able to have full control of the drone while it's in follow me mode, so you can move it up and down or to the side to avoid any potential obstacles. Ideally, you will want the drone to gain some altitude as there are less obstacles out there. What I would like to do next is to go for a run, see whether we can confuse a bit the Wingsland S6 and to check whether it actually can keep up. I have now activated once more the follow me mode, and the drone has started chasing me, as you can see. As I get away, the drone follows me really fast. You can see it here, and I mean, this little fellow can really fly fast, but as soon as I take a curve I'm off camera, and the Wingsland S6 seems to be a little bit confused. It's trying to catch up, but it's kind of flying backwards. Now let me show you how things look like from the drone's perspective. To begin with, I'm almost off camera, and then as we enter follow me mode, I start then running, and the drone takes a moment and then it sort of starts chasing me. The speed is decent, but as I start entering the curve, it seems that the drone continues with the inertia and then realizes that I'm not there, but it kind of like struggles before getting me back into the frame. So a little bit of problems with that. Let's try circling around a fixed point. This function is activated in the menu of special functions. Then we need to decide the radius of the circle by flying forward with the drone. So basically here the drone starts to fly in circles around me, and I'm holding the smartphone there. I'm really happy that I was able to use this function. I find it a little bit more interesting than the follow me, although both are nice. You'll be able to record some nice moments from all angles. However, notice that there's a lot of movement as the drone makes a turn. Despite the fact that there's not much wind being present now, the drone seems kind of shaky in this mode, and it's affecting video quality. As I have recorded this video or this footage in 4K, I will attempt later to actually resize it and crop a little bit to stabilize it better, to see whether I can get rid of all this movement. I think if you are sort of keeping the drone hovering in GPS mode in a day with blue sky and nice weather, the video recording in 4K will be very nice, actually looking good. And then the next thing I would like to try, actually, after this sort of circle around mode, or whatever you want to call this mode, this flying mode, the next thing I would like to show you is pretty much the function of auto return home. This drone can engage in the auto return home flying mode. If it gets, for example, out of range, it will automatically engage, but also you can manually engage it, like now, for example. I just press the auto return home button, and the drone pretty much, as fast as it can, it starts to return to the takeoff spot. And as you saw, it's kind of fast. It takes a little bit longer here to land, but I can tell you that it's pretty much landing around a meter from the takeoff location, which is kind of nice. So I also have confirmed now that this sort of auto return home function seems to be working properly. Okay, I will conclude my video now, as I'm trying to make my videos shorter, because I know many of you think they are too long and so on. So that's why I'm not going to do a 20-minute video again. So let's cover what we have learned until now. The Wingsland S6 can actually record video in 4K, and it offers until now 2 advanced flying modes, which are the follow me mode and the circle around a fixed point mode, if I may call it so. And of course, then we have the auto return home function, which will automatically activate as soon as the drone goes out of range, but it can also be manually triggered, as you saw. Up until this point, it's still apparently not possible to activate functions such as a standard flying mode, which should allow you to fly without needing to be connected to any to any satellites. And I also haven't seen the other functions that they promised, such as 360-degree flips and so on. So we only have so far 2 advanced flying modes with this drone. The app of the Wingsland S6 seems to be working decently in iOS, and it should be the same if you're using some sort of a high-end Android smartphone, at least with Android 6 or something like that. I think it should be the same. In my next video, I'm planning to talk more about how it feels to fly the Wingsland S6 in general, whether it's comfortable to control it via smartphone. We'll take a look at the exact flying time while recording video or without recording video, and we'll also try to find out whether it can actually reach 100 meters, because so far I have been flying around from 30 to 50 meters only. So please, if you find this review useful in any ways, give me a thumbs up and drop me some comments and I will reply. If you're interested in the topic of drones and would like to get the latest news and reviews directly from China, do not hesitate to subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you all in my next video.